I don't...
These are the top 20 supervillain power revelations in the movies. Also, become a member for early access to our videos. When the ancient Enchantress finally breaks free, doesn't just quietly escape into the night, she decides to make a massive, terrifying statement right in the nighttime. The magical entity unleashes a colossal beam of pure, destructive, massive energy directly into the sky. Completely destroying the surrounding military infrastructure. It's a brilliant, terrifying display of ancient magical supremacy that instantly proves that she's way out of the squad's league. Watching her transform the ordinary scenario into her own personal apocalyptic stronghold is visually spectacular. The raw, magical energy ripping through the modern skyline creates a stunning cinematic contrast. This revelation changes the entire stakes of the film. Because we had no idea Enchantress was moving like this. Such power is no joke for any kind of team. It's completely mental and incredibly highly entertaining to watch unfold.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
Enough! The last time, join me or die.
Aren't you tired of fighting? Let me help you.
We all knew Bob was hiding something massive, but absolutely nobody was ready for the sheer scale of his terrifying Darkseid. When Sentry finally loses control and turns into the Void, the entire cinematic universe shifts as he unleashes his power and erases everyone. He completely unleashes an incomprehensible level of power, literally wiping the folks in his immediate vicinity from existence. It's a horrifying, jaw-dropping moment that makes Thanos look like an absolute amateur in comparison.
We're all alone. All of us.
The visual effects of people simply vanishing around him are deeply unsettling and brilliantly executed. You can feel the absolute despair radiating from the screen as the Thunderbolts realize they're fighting a literal walking god of destruction. This revelation completely redefines the power hierarchy of the entire superhero franchise, proving that the most dangerous threats often come from within. It's a wonderfully terrifying cinematic achievement.
You all know the truth.
I have never said any of those words in my entire life.
People think I'm a shit talker, but this guy, next level.
What? This, I don't...
Cassandra Nova isn't just Charles Xavier's evil twin, she's an absolute nightmare fuel generator. When the legendary Johnny Storm confidently claims innocence to her in the Void, we all expect something crazy to happen in terms of spectacle. Instead, Cassandra Nova shows her powers by peeling off Johnny Storm's skin in a matter of seconds. It's an incredibly grotesque, violently shocking display of her mutant abilities that immediately establishes her as a top-tier cinematic threat.
What about your Charles? Did he protect you? Did he make you feel safe?
Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't want the smoke. I don't have any beef with you. I just want to save my friends.
You can literally hear the collective gasp of the theatre audience during this brutal execution. The horrific power revelation proves she's a sadistic, overwhelmingly powerful villain who treats legendary heroes like cheap disposable toys.
She never said that.
No, but I bet she thought it.
My boy's wicked strong! That's my big boy!
It sets a beautifully dark and incredibly gritty tone for the entire film, leaving everyone completely speechless and genuinely terrified of her presence.
Not my favorite Chris.
You stupid piece of shit. You just got him killed.
Hey, we're all grieving!
You let me walk out of here with my money, or I will pull this pin and we all die. I'll do it, I swear to God.
No, you won't. But I will.
Sebastian Shaw is the ultimate suave, sophisticated villain, but his hidden mutant power is genuinely terrifying. When Colonel Hendry tries to assassinate him with a live explosive in a confined room, Shaw simply holds the weapon and lets it detonate in his bare hands. But instead of being blown to pieces, Shaw absorbs the power of a grenade and uses it to off Colonel Hendry. He effortlessly absorbs the massive kinetic energy into his own body. The absolute look of sheer panic on the Colonel's face is priceless.
I've got the power to absorb energy. That's the boring part. The fun stuff is what I can do with it once I've got it.
It's a brilliant, highly creative power revelation that shows exactly why he's the untouchable leader of the Hellfire Club. This slick, deadly move proves that conventional weapons are completely useless against his incredible mutant physiology.
Must be Hela, and Thor, son of Odin.
Really? You don't look like him.
Perhaps we can come to an arrangement.
You sound like him.
Thor's iconic hammer Mjolnir was widely considered as one of the most indestructible, overpowered weapons in the entire galaxy. So, when the goddess of death, Hela, finally arrives, Thor confidently throws his trusty hammer right at her. What happens next completely shattered everyone's expectations. Hela casually catches the legendary weapon with a single hand and destroys Mjolnir without any effort.
Darling, you have no idea what's possible.
It's a monumental, shocking flex of her ancient Asgardian strength. The sheer befuddlement on the faces of both Loki and Thor perfectly mirrors the audience's absolute disbelief. This singular, devastating action immediately establishes her as a villain who completely outclasses our favourite heroes. It's a fantastic, expectation-subverting moment that boldly strips the God of Thunder of his main source of power in mere seconds, forcing him to completely rethink his entire approach to being a superhero. It's undeniably epic cinema.
You are reborn. I've missed you. I've missed you all.
Before we continue, please remember to subscribe and become a member for early access to our videos.
The impure are the untouched. Those who have not been torn have no value in themselves.
For the majority of the film, we're led to believe that Kevin Wendell Crumb is simply a deeply disturbed man with multiple personalities.
We will find our purpose. You've always been protected. You've never truly suffered.
That's why we chose you.
But when his 24th personality, known as the Beast, finally takes control, the film takes a massive supernatural turn. He completely sheds his human limitations, displaying terrifying superhuman capabilities where the Beast bends bars and can tank a freaking shotgun. Watching him effortlessly display superhuman strength with his bare hands is incredibly intimidating.
You are different from the rest. Your heart is pure. Rejoice! The broken are the more evolved.
It's a brilliant, tension-filled transformation from a psychological thriller into a gritty origin story. The sheer animalistic intensity of his performance makes this violent, physical revelation an absolute unforgettable cinematic highlight that leaves you completely breathless and thoroughly terrified.
Holy shit. This is so cool. They're gonna believe we exist now, right? They're gonna have to. And protect us. Let him show the world how powerful we can be.
Whatever game you're playing, it won't work. You can't defeat me.
No, I know. But he can.
No!
Sometimes the only way to defeat a massively overpowered villain is to unleash an even bigger threat. When Loki places the burning crown into the eternal flame, Surtur awakens his true form and destroys Asgard. He transforms into a colossal, towering mountain of fire and magma, completely dwarfing the grand palaces of the magical realm. It's a visually staggering, awe-inspiring display of apocalyptic power, which we didn't know that Surtur possessed.
But we need to let him finish the job, otherwise... Don't stop, you moron!
Watching this massive fire demon casually plunge his gigantic glowing sword deep into the planetary core is both tragic and wildly spectacular. He completely destroys the beautiful mythical realm in a matter of seconds, fulfilling the ancient prophecy with terrifying efficiency. This revelation of his ultimate size and destructive capability as an incredible, bittersweet cinematic climax. We always knew the legendary ruler of Apocalypse was an absolute powerhouse, but seeing him in glorious, brutal action was a massive treat for comic fans. During the epic historical flashback, Darkseid unleashes his iconic, devastating energy blasts. The most terrifying part is that Darkseid can control the direction of his Omega beams. It's a terrifying display of his lethal precision and overwhelming cosmic power. The Mummy is a cinematic classic, and Imhotep remains one of the most iconic, incredibly entertaining villains of the late 90s.
Good Lord, protecting back over blood.
After regenerating his physical form, he decides to truly show off his ancient magical supremacy.
Look what I got.
As the heroes desperately attempt to flee across the vast desert, they discover that Imhotep can create a killer sandstorm. The swirling desert sands violently form into his gigantic, roaring face, preparing to completely swallow the escaping aircraft whole. It's a fantastic, visually groundbreaking special effects moment that completely raised the bar for action-adventure cinema. This spectacular power revelation demonstrates that he's not just a walking corpse, he's a literal force of nature capable of bending the very elements of Egypt to his dark, vengeful will.
Superman. First, I have fun.
While this specific film has a deeply complicated legacy amongst the hardcore fans, the introduction of Nuclear Man delivered some genuinely entertaining high-stakes comic book action. Created directly from a single strand of Superman's hair and the immense power of the sun, this glowing villain was built to be the ultimate weapon. When they finally clash, the power revelation is highly significant. Nuclear Man can fight Superman on equal terms. He effortlessly matches the Man of Steel's legendary strength, speed and heat vision blow for blow. Watching the two heavily powered titans violently brawl across famous global landmarks on the surface of the moon is a classic nostalgic superhero spectacle. It forces our hero to rely on his keen intellect rather than his raw, overwhelming physical might to win.
You talk too much. The Tesseract, or your brother's head. We don't have the Tesseract. It was destroyed on Asgard. You really are the worst, brother.
For years, we believed the Hulk was the absolute strongest, most physically unstoppable being in the MCU. When the Hulk angrily charges at Thanos, we fully expect a massive, prolonged heavyweight brawl. Instead,
let him have his fun.
Thanos mops the floor with Hulk. He doesn't use the Infinity Stones, he simply uses superior techniques and overwhelming natural strength to dismantle the angry green giant in mere seconds. It's a deeply shocking, terrifyingly precise physical beatdown that leaves the audience completely speechless. This rapid, brutal power revelation instantly establishes Thanos as an insurmountable physical threat, setting a deeply hopeless and gritty tone for the rest of the epic cinematic masterpiece. This is the exact moment an entire generation of cinema fans realised just how incredibly overpowered the master of magnetism truly is. When Magneto confronts the mutant heroes on a moving passenger train, Wolverine prepares to fight him with his metal claws fully drawn. However, Magneto reveals he can control Wolverine's adamantium skeleton in the train, simply raising his hand and completely halting the feral mutant in midair. He effortlessly manipulates his heavy metal bones, violently tossing him around the carriage like a helpless ragdoll.
What the hell do you want with me?
You? What the fun? Whoever said I wanted you?
Magneto doesn't even break a sweat, proving that raw animalistic rage is absolutely useless against precise, overwhelming magnetic mastery. It's a classic, deeply satisfying comic book encounter that perfectly establishes their rivalry and completely reshapes the battlefield dynamics.
Let's not stand on ceremony here, Mr. Wayne. Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you.
Batman has always used the shadows to completely terrify and dismantle his cowardly enemies. However, when he finally confronts Bane in the dark, isolated sewers beneath Gotham City, the tactical advantage completely disappears. Bane beats up Batman in the darkness, delivering a brutal, highly methodical beatdown that shatters the Dark Knight both mentally and physically. He catches Batman's heavy strikes effortlessly, revealing his incredible speed and overwhelming superior physical strength. The heavy, echoing sound of Bane's fists completely destroying Batman is genuinely terrifying to listen to. The ultimate power move comes when he effortlessly lifts the vigilante and violently breaks his back over his knee. It's a shocking, incredibly gritty cinematic defeat that proves Bane is the physical superior to Gotham's legendary, highly trained protector, leaving the audience in total stunned silence.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. Oh, your buddy!
When Lex Luthor unleashes the horrific Kryptonian deformity known as Doomsday, the entire city is plunged into absolute chaos. Superman charges in expecting a standard heavy-hitting brawl against a massive monster. He grabs the beast and forcefully flies him directly into outer space. However, when the military recklessly fires a massive nuclear missile at them, the true terror is finally revealed.
Every time we hit it, we make it more powerful.
What are you saying, Calvin?
I'm saying it's unkillable.
Superman sees how powerful Doomsday really is as the creature violently absorbs the immense nuclear energy. The monster grows significantly larger and sprouts terrifying, jagged bone spikes. It's a fantastic, deeply intimidating power revelation that proves that this creature cannot be beaten simply with raw strength. He literally feeds on absolute destruction. The resulting fiery shockwave creates a spectacular, devastating cinematic spectacle that perfectly escalates the intense final battle, pushing the legendary heroes to their absolute physical limits. The introduction of this legendary underwater ruler was handled with class. When Namor decides to launch a full-scale assault, he attacks Wakanda and shows his strength, completely altering the power balance. He flies through the sky on his iconic winged ankles, completely ignoring the advanced technological defenses. He throws heavy Wakandan aircrafts into the river like cheap toys and shatters everything with his bare hands. This incredibly brutal, highly efficient attack showcases his terrifying superhuman strength. An immense tactical brilliance. He floods the beautiful Golden City, proving that his ancient abilities rival the power of a literal god. This massive power revelation establishes him as a deeply complex, overwhelming, formidable antagonist who will fiercely protect his hidden people at any cost, making him one of the most compelling villains in recent superhero history.
Defenders, they have failed 100,000 worlds. They always fail.
The Amazons of Themyscira are legendary, highly trained warriors who've defended their beautiful island paradise for thousands of years. But when the towering alien general Steppenwolf teleports into their ancient vault to claim the Mother Box, their elite combat skills are pushed to the absolute limit. In a brutal display of power, Steppenwolf defeats the Amazons. He violently swings his massive, glowing electro axe, effortlessly cleaving through heavy pillar stones. He completely overwhelms the courageous fighters, shrugging off hundreds of sharp arrows and heavy sword strikes like they're just minor inconveniences. Watching him casually overpower an entire army of mythical heroines instantly establishes the incredibly high, world-ending stakes for the newly formed Justice League.
You can't save her. You can't save any of them.
ايه يا عم البلياتشو مالك انت بالكلام ده مضغور.
When the ancient mutant Nur finally wakes up in the bustling streets of Cairo, he immediately seeks out powerful new followers. He finds a young, struggling Storm being aggressively cornered by angry, armed merchants. To demonstrate his terrifying abilities, Apocalypse decides to save Storm. He calmly steps into the chaotic alleyway and the massive scale of his mutant power is instantly revealed. Without lifting a single finger, he uses his advanced powers to literally fuse a man into a solid brick wall. It's an incredibly dark, deeply unsettling execution that completely terrifies the audience.
What are you doing?
In the streets, there is outrage against the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. The Brotherhood of several demonstrations. One of them was held in Boston.
He then completely enhances Storm's weather manipulation abilities with a mere touch. This quiet, deeply sinister power revelation perfectly proves that his ancient, godlike abilities are vastly superior to any modern mutant living in the current cinematic timeline, marking a highly intimidating debut.
Don't try to stop me from killing these men.
I'm not here for them. I'm here for you.
Stryker finally figured out how to shut you up.
We all collectively agree that silencing the beloved Merc with a mouth was a massive, unforgivable cinematic mistake. However, the final battle against Weapon 11 atop the massive cooling tower remains a visually spectacular, highly chaotic comic book adventure. When this heavily modified version of the character finally activates, fake Deadpool shows off his powers, revealing an incredibly lethal combination of stolen mutant abilities. He unsheaths massive adamantium blades from his arms, instantly teleports across the entire area, and shoots highly destructive optic blasts from his eyes. It's a deeply overwhelming, highly dangerous power revelation that forces Wolverine and Sabretooth to put aside their differences and fight together. This is the exact moment that firmly cemented Darth Vader as the greatest cinematic villain of all time. During a tense Imperial meeting, Admiral Motti foolishly mocks the ways of the Darkseid, proudly boasting about the technological supremacy of the Death Star. In a completely terrifying response, Darth Vader uses the Force to choke Admiral Motti from across the massive conference table.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Enough of this.
He also delivers the iconic line about finding his lack of faith deeply disturbing. It's a brilliant, highly intimidating power revelation that proves his supernatural abilities are vastly superior to any technological terror that they've constructed. It instantly instills a profound sense of absolute dread, ensuring that both the audience and the arrogant Imperial officers completely respect his dark, overwhelming authority without ever needing to ignite his glowing red lightsaber.
Girl or no girl, you're going to spit teeth. Get up.
These humans are beginning to bore me.
General Zod and his loyal Kryptonian followers are completely unleashed upon a totally unprepared planet Earth in our #1 entry. When they arrive in an American town, the local military heavily mobilizes to stop them, expecting a standard terrestrial threat. The ensuing confrontation is a fantastic, highly entertaining cinematic spectacle where Zod and his team take on the enemy with ease. They effortlessly dismantle the entire armed force.
Be nice to them, my dear. Blow them a kiss.
Completely ignoring heavy machine gunfire and massive artillery shells. They casually deal with everything, and it was definitely crazy to watch all the way back in 1980. It's a classic, highly nostalgic superhero sequence that demonstrates the terrifying reality of multiple evil supermen and women working together in perfect harmony. Watching them playfully dismantle the best human defenses with arrogance perfectly sets things up nicely for our beloved Man of Steel.
You are the one they call President?
I am.
Rise before God. Kneel.
Hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to the TV Regent and become a member for early access to new videos.